بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وعباد الرحمن الذين يمشون على الأرض هونا.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. يا بني إسرائيل اذكروا نعمتي التي أنعمت عليكم وأني فضلتكم على العالمين واتقوا يوما لا تجزي نفس عن نفس شيئا ولا يقبل منها شفاعة ولا يؤخذ منها عدل ولا هم ينصرون وإذ نجيناكم من آل فرعون يسومونكم سوء العذاب يذبحون أبناءكم ويستحيون نساءكم وفي ذلكم بلاء من ربكم عظيم وإذ فرقنا بكم البحر فأنجيناكم وأغرقنا آل فرعون وأنتم تنظرون وإذ واعدنا موسى 40 ليلة ثم اتخذتم العجل من بعده وأنتم ظالمون ثم عفونا عنكم من بعد ذلك لعلكم تشكرون وإذ آتينا موسى الكتاب والفرقان لعلكم تهتدون وإذ قال موسى لقومه يا قوم إنكم ظلمتم أنفسكم باتخاذكم العجل فتوبوا إلى بارئكم فاقتلوا أنفسكم ذلكم خير لكم عند بارئكم فتاب عليكم إنه هو التواب الرحيم. صدق الله العظيم. Although we talked about ayah number 49 and 50 in the previous session, but looking at the ayahs coming after this, I thought it's important that we look at the story of Sayyidina Musa alayhi salatu wassalam, or at least a quick overview of the story of Sayyidina Musa alayhi salatu wassalam, because there are a lot of incidents that are narrated and mentioned in these ayahs one after another. And as we know, Qur'an, when narrating these type of incidents, does not necessarily keep the sequence according to the historical background and according to the timings of it. Qur'an narrates them according to the need of the ibrah, the lessons and the advice. So we will go over these stories quickly, so at least we can understand the background of the ayah as we look at the meaning and the translation of the ayah. The beginning portion is not mentioned in these ayahs. It would come later on in another surahs. But I would go over that also quickly, so at least we have a quick overview of the complete picture, have a complete picture of what Musa alayhi salatu wasalam went through as we talk about these incidents. Sayyidina Musa alayhi salatu wassalam, as we know that he was born in Misr in Egypt. At that time, Bani Israel were living in Egypt, and that was because Sayyidina Yaqub alayhi salatu wassalam came to his son Yusuf alayhi salatu wassalam. Yusuf alayhi salatu wassalam was the first person out of Bani Israel that came to Egypt, and then Yaqub alayhi salam came with the rest of the children. This is when Bani Israel settled in Egypt. They kept on growing, but finally they became the slaves for the people of Egypt. People of Egypt, as we read in Qur'an, they used to worship Fir'aun, but Fir'aun made them worship idols. And they used to consider idols representatives of Fir'aun wal-'iyazu billah. So mainly it was idol worshipping, and through that it was worshipping Fir'aun. They lived in that slavery for a long time. A time came when Fir'aun saw some dream, some vision that was interpreted to him that a boy would come out of Bani Israel that would take the kingdom away from you. So he thought the best solution for that is we should kill all the boys born in Bani Israel. So they started killing the boys of Bani Israel, but not killing the girls, as the ayah says, وَيَسْتَحْيُونَ نِسَاءَكُمْ. They were keeping the girls alive so that once they grow up, they can use them. Musa alayhi salatu wasalam was born during those years when they were killing the boys of Bani Israel. So of course, naturally, the mother was very worried, and she made sure no one would find out about her situation, about her pregnancy. And even after delivery, for some time, no one found out that there is a boy in this house. But the mother is afraid. And every day there is a fear someone would just come today and kill my son. How long a person could live in that state? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَأَوْحَيْنَا إِلَىٰ أُمِّ مُوسَىٰ أَنْ أَرْضِعِيهِ. We send a revelation, and revelation here means we ordered her, we told her, and Allah has His own ways of telling people. It doesn't necessarily mean that wahi always refer to the wahi that came to Anbiya alayhimus salatu wassalam. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala used the word wahi for different people and different things. وَأَوْحَى رَبُّكَ إِلَى النَّحْلِ. Your Lord sent a wahi to the bee, and that was giving the bee the instruction about those things. So وَأَوْحَيْنَا إِلَىٰ أُمِّ مُوسَى. We gave instructions to the mother of Musa alayhi salatu wassalam. Whichever way Allah gave her those instructions. Musa alayhi salatu wassalam's mother, now she couldn't take it anymore, and the fear was so much that she thought, I cannot keep him in the house anymore. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, we told her, you keep the boy and keep on feeding your child. فَإِذَا خِفْتِ عَلَيْهِ. When you're really afraid about his life, فَأَلْقِيهِ فِي الْيَمِّ. Then put him in the ocean. وَلَا تَخَافِي وَلَا تَحْزَنِي. Don't be afraid. Don't grieve. إِنَّا رَادُّهُ إِلَيْكِ. Surely we will return your boy to you. And وَجَعِلُوهُ مِنَ الْمُرْسَلِينَ. We will make him of the prophets. So two promises were made. We will return him to you, and we will make him of the prophets. Subhanallah. So total security for Sayyidina Musa alayhi salatu wasalam for this infant. So accordingly, she made a box, and she put him in the box and put him in the river. Of course, mother is mother. After she puts him in the river, now she is so afraid, so worried. What will happen to my boy? Where is he going to go? So then she says to Musa alayhi salatu wasalam's sister that, why don't you go and follow the box and see where the box is going, which direction the box is heading. So Musa alayhi salatu wasalam's sister kept on following the box. She's walking on the edge of the river and she's following the box. And finally she sees the box heading towards the castle of Fir'aun. We try to save him from Fir'aun. And here the box is heading the same direction. And the box stopped just right in front of the castle. The water, the edge of the shore that was in front of the castle, this is where the box stopped. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us, فَالْتَقَطَهُ آلُ فِرْعَوْنَ. Some relatives of Fir'aun picked it up. According to Torah, the Old Testament, it was Fir'aun's daughter who picked the box up. Qur'an doesn't specify, but there is nothing that denies that either. Alu Fir'aun. Someone from the family of Fir'aun picked it up. When they took the box in the castle and they opened it, they saw a boy. And the boy was so handsome, was so nice. From the face, everyone was so attractive that everyone was loving the boy. And this is how all the Anbiya alayhimus salatu wassalam are. Right away, Fir'aun decided to kill the boy. Fir'aun never had male children. Subhanallah, the person who claims to be God for the whole country is deprived from having boys. And of course, that desire is there that I need sons. I need a son. As soon as his wife, whose name according to the narrations is Asiya, she saw this infant and such a lovely child, right away she went in and she said, I won't let you kill this boy. Don't harm this boy. Let's take him, adopt him as our own son. عَسَىٰ أَن يَنْفَعَنَا أَوْ نَتَّخِذَهُ وَلَدًا. Maybe he will benefit us someday. The least is we will take him as our child. And really, she was right. Accordingly, now they decided to keep the boy. But the question is that now who would take care of this boy? So they started calling all different women, and there are a lot of women over there, a lot of women from Bani Israel who have lost their children, their boys were killed. They are servants in the castle. They all offered their service. As they try to feed the boy rejects everyone. Doesn't want anyone. وَحَرَّمْنَا عَلَيْهِ الْمَرَاضِعَ. We made all of those foster mothers haram on him. His own mother has to feed him. We won't let anyone else feed this boy. They try with everyone, no one is succeeding in that. Here the sister takes the opportunity. And she says, هَلْ أَدُلُّكُمْ عَلَىٰ أَهْلِ بَيْتٍ يَكْفُلُونَهُ لَكُمْ وَهُمْ لَهُ نَاصِحُونَ. Should I inform you of a family that may be able to take care of this boy for you? And there will be well-wishers for the boy. They would really take care of him properly. They said, try. She went and called her mother. As she was going, meanwhile, the mother is thinking that I have to go and look for him, and I have to tell them that this is my boy. I can't hide it no more. She's so much now in that fear, in that status of where she can't control it anymore. إِن كَادَتْ لَتُبْدِي بِهِ لَوْلَا أَن رَبَطْنَا عَلَى قَلْبِهَا. She was about to spit it out. She was about to say it. But we gave her the strength. And the sister came and called the mother. She said, this is the situation there. Why don't we go and you tried? So of course the mother came right away. As soon as she took the boy right away started taking the milk from his mother. So accordingly now, they handed the boy to the mother not knowing that this is the mother. And in fact now she's getting paid for taking care of the boy. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala not only returned the boy to her, in fact have made the arrangement for her to get the child benefit for her own child, whereas all the other people are deprived of it. After the feeding period was over, of course she had to return the boy to Fir'aun. And every day she would take him, sometimes she would take him for visitations. One day Fir'aun is playing with this boy. Fir'aun used to wear a lot of jewelry. And that was his pride. He used to wear earrings, he would wear necklaces, he would wear all kind of jewelry. One day he's playing with this boy, and he has beautiful necklaces in his neck, around on his chest. So Musa alayhi salatu salam, the young boy, grabbed those necklaces and pulled the beard of Fir'aun and slapped him. Fir'aun realized that this was extraordinary thing. This is not normal. Right away he called the people and said, no, this seems to be the boy that we are afraid of. We need to kill him right now. So Asiya said, why are you behaving like a child? He's only a child. He said, no. That thing wasn't like it. No, no, this is how children play. Children don't know who you are. The child doesn't know that you are Fir'aun, you are the king, you are the ruler, you are whatever you think you are. The child doesn't know this. This is only a child playing with you. He said, no. The one who got slapped, he knows that this wasn't a normal slap from a child. This was the slap of Musa alayhi salatu wasalam. Although he's still a child, but he felt it, I guess, Fir'aun really felt it bad. So, he's adamant on killing the boy. So she said, why don't you try something? Okay, what is it? We'll put some pearls and things like this in front of the boy. And then we'll keep a flame of a fire. In some narration says, we'll keep some dates in a plate and then flame of a fire in another plate. If he would reach for the pearls or for the date, that means he is something extraordinary. And this is the boy that we are afraid of. And if he reaches for the fire, then we know that he's a normal boy. He said, okay, let's try it. And the reason is because he's wearing necklaces with all kind of pearls. So she said, he was just playing with it. As they presented these things in front of Sayyidina Musa alayhi salatu wasalam, Musa alayhi salatu wasalam reached for the flame of a fire and he put it in his mouth. As soon as he puts it in his mouth, it burned his tongue. And this is why he had trouble talking later on. When he made the dua, that Ya Allah, take this thing away from me and have my brother to help me conveying the message of the Nabuwah, because it's difficult for me to do it. وَأَخِي هَارُونُ هُوَ أَفْصَحُ مِنِّي لِسَانًا فَأَرْسِلْهُ مَعِيَ رِدْ أَن يُصَدِّقُنِي إِنِّي خَافُ أَن يُكَذِّبُونَ. Fir'aun was satisfied, he left the boy alone. Musa alayhi salatu wasalam kept on growing in this house. That was still a secret between him and his family, that he belongs to this family. Fir'aun and his people, his family doesn't know about it. But everyone knows, and Musa alayhi salam also knows his own background, that he is from Bani Israel. And that was a good support for Bani Israel, that whenever Bani Israel were oppressed, when they needed something, Musa alayhi salam was a good connection in the castle for them. He was helping them, he was supporting them in any way possible. As he's growing up, he sees that he's in luxury. He is living with all the comfort of the life because he's like the son to Pharaoh. But Bani Israel are badly oppressed. The oppression that Bani Israel was going through, he could not take it. And he's seeing it, he's growing with it. And every time he does whatever he could to support Bani Israel, to help Bani Israel, and stop the oppression on Bani Israel. He spent 30 years, almost 30 years in that situation. It wasn't easy for him because he sees his own nation that are so oppressed. One day he's walking and he sees two people that were fighting. One of them was from the Egyptians and the other was from Bani Israel. And of course, Egyptians had the upper hand. So they were always beating up these people from Bani Israel. They were using them as slaves, torture them. So he sees this man, the person, the Egyptian is really torturing that person and hurting him badly. When that person, the person from Bani Israel, saw Musa alayhi salatu wasalam, and they all know that he supports us, he helps us. So he called on Musa alayhi salatu wasalam, please help me. Musa alayhi salatu wasalam rushed there to the scene, and to stop that person from attacking this person from Bani Israel, to stop the Egyptian, he punched him on his chest. But subhanallah, it so happened that that punch was enough to take that person's life. فَوَكَزَهُ مُوسَى فَقَضَى عَلَيْهِ. Musa punched him, he killed him. Now that's the talk of the town, that a person was killed. Someone killed a person from the Egyptians. It has to be someone from Bani Israel who did it. Everyone is searching. They went to Fir'aun. He said, I can't do anything until I find out who the person is. And here you can tell, you can see that how helpless that person is who claims to be Lord. Wal-'iyāzu billah. Next day, Musa alayhi salatu wasalam, as he's walking around, he sees the very same person from Bani Israel fighting with another Egyptian. And again, this person called Musa alayhi salam for help. So Musa alayhi salatu wasalam, he decided to help him, but he says to him, إِنَّكَ لَغَوِيٌّ مُبِينٌ. You are an ignorant person. Every day you're fighting with someone. And then he's heading to the scene that this person thought, today is my turn. He's going to punch me. And yesterday he has seen the effect of his punch. So right away, to save himself, he says, أَتُرِيدُ أَن تَقْتُلَنِي كَمَا قَتَلْتَ نَفْسًا بِالْأَمْسِ. Are you trying to kill me the way you killed the other man yesterday? This Egyptian ran right away. He went to Pharaoh and said, I found the killer. I found the person who killed that person yesterday. That's Musa. Okay? Everyone is very angry from the day before as they found out that someone killed this person. So as soon as they heard this, everyone is saying, we have to kill him. We have to kill Musa. They all gathered right away. All the leaders of the communities got together with Pharaoh right away so that they can convince Pharaoh that we have to kill Pharaoh Musa for killing that man yesterday. There was a person out of the Egyptians who really liked Musa alayhi salatu wasalam. He was very close to Musa alayhi salatu wasalam. When he heard all of this conversation, he ran to Musa alayhi salatu wasalam. وَجَاءَ رَجُلٌ مِّنْ أَقْصَى الْمَدِينَةِ يَسْعَى. Musa alayhi salam was at the other far end of the town. This man came running. And he said, يَا مُوسَى إِنَّ الْمَلَا يَأْتَمِرُونَ بِكَ لِيَقْتُلُوكَ فَخْرُجْ إِنِّي لَكَ مِنَ النَّاصِحِينَ. Musa, they're plotting to kill you. You better leave right away. If you want to save your life, you leave right away. Musa alayhi salatu wasalam, right from there, he left. And he started heading towards the direction of another town nearby, another country we could say, Madian. Imagine now, we normally talk about Musa alayhi salatu wasalam leaving Egypt, going to Madian. What must have been his situation and the situation of his mother, who is missing her son, doesn't know where her son went. No means of communication. No way of finding out. Is he kidnapped? Did someone kill him? Where did he go? Did he end up in jungle somewhere? Where is my son? No one knows. Young boy, 30 years old, missing. May Allah never put anyone in that situation, but those who may have seen a situation where children are delayed from coming for a couple of hours, they know what parents go through. Musa alayhi salam left Egypt and he went to Madian, didn't come back for 10 years. 10 years. The mother haven't seen her child. Maybe, wallahu alam, she found out somehow he's somewhere, but there is nothing, no indications in Qur'an and hadith that tells us she even had a clue where her son was. And Musa alayhi salam is afraid to come back. He can't come back. They would kill him. Some of the narrations tell us, by the time Musa alayhi salatu wasalam got to Madian, all the skin of his feet was off because he left without slippers, with the same dress that he had on. Musa alayhi salatu wasalam, when he arrived Madian, it was the end of the day. And the time when all the shepherds brought their animals to a well where they would provide water and feed all their animals. He went and sat under a tree. And here he sees very similar situation. Zulm everywhere in the world. Two girls are standing with their goats, with their cattle on a side. He approached them. He said, how come you are not taking your animals, your goats to the water? He said, لا نسقي حتى يصدر الرعاء. We don't give water to our animals until all the shepherds are gone. Our father cannot come, وَأَبُونَا شَيْخٌ كَبِيرٌ. He's too old, he can't do it. So we don't have anyone else to do it for us. Our father is an old man. And we cannot go in between these men. They are strong people, they push us away. There is no way that we can get in between these men. Musa alayhi salatu wasalam, he couldn't take this situation. He got up, he said, I'll do it for you. He took all of their goats. He went there. And the narrations tell us that there was a smaller bucket that all of them they used to use. And there was another big bucket that large group of people would pull it. When they need a lot of water, then the large group of people would pull that bucket. Musa alayhi salam went, people are using the smaller one. He went and he pulled the larger bucket by himself. Here people looked at the strength. Of course they're upset. They're upset that Musa is pushing them away and he's heading there. This newcomer, who this man is? Who is he? You know, when the gangs are standing and you try to go walk in between the gang, it's not easy. And we'll give you a look. And someone will say something too. And here Musa alayhi salam, when he arrived there and he pulled the bucket, people saw this man all by himself. He is able to pull that bucket, I better not say anything. Leave him alone. The stronger person rules. So, here, Musa alayhi salam takes the water out. He gives water to these goats and takes the goats back to the girls. He said, go home now. They went home before their normal time of arriving home. So naturally their father asked them, and how come you are early today? They said, because of this man, and they told him the whole story of this man. He said, then I would like you to go and call this man. The girl went to call Sayyidina Musa alayhi salatu wassalam. As Qur'an says, جاءت إحداهما تمشي على استحياء. She came. She was very shy to talk to a man. قالت إن أبي يدعوك ليجزيك أجر ما سقيت لنا. My father is calling you. He likes to pay you for doing that work for us. It wasn't easy for Musa alayhi salatu wassalam to take that statement that he wants to pay you for doing this work for us. I don't want to get paid for it. I didn't do it to get paid for this. But he doesn't know anyone. Maybe an opportunity to know who this family is, who the man is. At least let me go and meet the father. So he decided to go with her. According to the narrations, Musa alayhi salatu wasalam said to the girl, don't walk in front of me, don't walk behind me. But how would she direct him? Take a pebble, take a stone and throw it in the direction you want me to walk. I don't want you to walk in front of me, I don't want to be looking at you. And this is how they arrived home. According to now, different opinions who that person was. Some say it was Shu'aib alayhi salatu wassalam. Some say it was Shaikh Ibrahim Madani's nephew. Some people say it was someone else. A lot of opinions. Although the most famous opinion is that it was Shaikh Ibrahim, but is famous not based on a hadith. There is no hadith that tells us clearly who the man was. Therefore, we do not have to insist on that man being Shaikh Ibrahim. It could be him. There is possibility. Because whoever says it was him is based on some guesses, putting things together, and those who reject, who say it could not be him, it's also again based on some guesses. For example, I'll just give you one example of each. People who say that was Shu'aib alayhi salatu wassalam, or who say he was not Shu'aib alayhi salam, they say that how could it be Shu'aib alayhi salatu wassalam? If it was a prophet of Allah, he would not send his daughters for that type of work. His daughters will not be doing that workout. Others say they were observing the rules of hijab according to their sharia, however they were ordered. And that shows that this old man is oppressed. He has no one to help him. And this is how the situation of Anbiya was normally there in those timings. Anbiya were always oppressed. So he has no one to help him, no one to support him. His own daughters had to do the work for him. And now the sign that he was Shu'aib alayhi salam, that Musa alayhi salam will not work for a normal person. There are opinions from both sides. As I said, there is no hadith that would prove anything, therefore we don't have to insist on any of those opinions. Anyway, this father who was a great man, regardless of who he was, who was a great man, when he heard the story of Musa alayhi salatu wasalam from birth till this time, so he said, La takhaf, don't be afraid of anything now. Najawta min al-qawmi al-zalimin. Allah have saved you from the wrongdoers. You stay with us. And then he started feeding him, they're eating. One of the girls called her father. She said, Dad, I need to talk to you about something very important. She doesn't like working. She doesn't like being out. She sees this an opportunity of getting someone to do that work for them. Ya abat istajir. According to the narrations, now this is the younger one. The younger one, she approaches her dad and she says, Dad, why don't you hire him to do this work? So we don't have to go and do this work. Inna khayra man istajarta al-qawiy al-amin. The best person to hire is a person who is strong and trustworthy. Subhanallah. Apply this rule everywhere in your life. The best person to hire is the person who is strong and trustworthy. Strong, he will do the work that you would ask him to do. He won't be lazy. Trustworthy. He won't cheat you. And this is what we lack nowadays. People with amana, people trust. You can't trust people. According to the narrations, he asked her, how do you know he's qawi and he's ameen? She told him, when he pulled the bucket out, that told us that this is qawi, he's really strong. So how do you know that he's ameen? When I went to call him, he didn't even look at me. And he walked behind, he made me walk behind him so that he won't look at me. He's very trustworthy. She said, okay. He says to her, okay, I will find out, I'll talk to him. And now, he has something else in mind. قال إني أريد أن أنكحك إحدى ابنتي هاتين. He offers him one of his daughters in his marriage. He said, how about I marry you one of my daughters? And the mahr would be that you work for me for 10 years, for 8 years, and if you like, you can make it 10 years. Musa alayhi salam, at this time, he's in a situation where he needs a place. He's in a difficult situation. He agreed to it. It's easy to go through these stories with this flow, but subhanallah, when you look at the situation of this Prophet of Allah, what he's going through. He's making a contract for 8 to 10 years. That simply means I won't be able to go back to my mother for next 10 years. I won't be able to see my mother, my brothers, my sisters, my family for 8-10 years. But if I don't make the contract, where I'm going to go? Where I'm going to live? Where I'm going to stay? Do I have a choice? Imagine what a person would be thinking at that time. What would go through that person's mind at that situation? Musa alayhi salam agreed to the contract. And he said, 8 years is confirmed, and I may leave it up to me. If I feel like spending 2 more years, I would do it. Sayyidina Abdullah ibn Abbas radiallahu anhu was asked, how many years did Musa alayhi salam spend? He said he spent 10 years. Because prophets always do the best. Which of the 2 daughters he got married to? The younger one. Because she is the one who approached her father. This is Abdullah ibn Abbas's opinion. Now Musa alayhi salatu wasalam stayed there. He got married, he stayed there for 10 years. After 10 years, now he asks permission to go and visit his mother. He wants to see how his mother is doing, how the brother is doing, how the family is doing. And he said, now it's been 10 years, so maybe people now forgot about the situation. They won't bring it up, and maybe Fir'aun is not looking for me anymore. And I won't even have to let people know that I'm there. I'll just get into the town secretly, visit my parents, and come back. And Musa alayhi salatu wasalam, he takes his wife and he leaves Madian. As he's heading towards Misr, towards Egypt, on the way, his wife is pregnant. She needs some help. Musa alayhi salatu wasalam says to his wife that, wait, let me go and see if I can find someone, or I can find some fire. It was cold night. Something that we can put the fire on through it, get some heat, prepare some food for ourselves. He looks around, he doesn't find anything. As he's going all around to look, he sees a small fire somewhere on a mountain. So he says to his wife, he says, you stay here, I see a fire over there. Inni anastu nara. I have seen a fire. And amazing. Qur'an uses miraculous words. It's not inni ra'aytu nara. I have seen a fire. Anastu uns. Insan is driven from uns. When you feel close to something. I have seen a fire that looks something very attractive. I want to go and go to the fire and see I may get something. And he went to the fire. When he went over there, it's not a fire anymore. He sees a lot of light. But there is no fire in the light. And right there, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala calls Sayyidina Musa alayhi salatu wassalam. Anikhla'na alayk. Innaka bilwadi al-muqaddasi tuwa. Take your shoes off. You are in a sacred place. This tells us, in sacred places, keep your shoes off. وَأَنَا اخْتَرْتُكَ. I have chosen you. فَاسْتَمِعْ لِمَا يُوحَى. Now listen to this revelation. إِنَّنِي أَنَا اللَّهُ لَا إِلَهَ إِلَّا أَنَا فَاعْبُدْنِي وَأَقِمِ الصَّلَاةَ لِذِكْرِي. I am the Lord. There is no God besides me. Worship me alone and establish prayer to remember me. Musa alayhi salatu wasalam here receives the prophethood. After that, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says to Musa alayhi salatu wasalam, اذهب إلى فرعون إنه طغى. Go to Fir'aun. He is transgressing all limits. Subhanallah. Musa alayhi salam is running away from Fir'aun. His plan is to hide from him before he could get to Egypt. And Allah is saying, go to Fir'aun. He said, Ya Allah, how could I go to Fir'aun? He would kill me. وَلَهُمْ عَلَيَّ ذَنْبٌ فَأَخَافُ أَنْ يَقْتُلُونَ. I have made a mistake. And I'm afraid that they would kill me. قَالَ كَلَّا. Allah said, they won't kill you. Subhanallah. Here he gets another security from Rabbul Alameen subhanahu wa ta'ala, that they won't kill you. That's it. Now Musa alayhi salam, as he's heading to Egypt, he knows he won't be killed. Musa alayhi salatu wasalam requested Allah to send his brother with him too. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accepted the request. This request is not to make the brother a messenger. Prophethood doesn't come with intercession and with request. Prophethood is a special selection from Rabbul Alameen. Subhanallah, what type of mother that must be who raised two prophets. Two of her sons are Anbiya, Musa and Harun alayhim salam. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said to Musa alayhi salatu wasalam, I accept your request, your brother would come with you too. And his brother gets the revelation also, Harun alayhi salam, to join Musa alayhi salatu wasalam. Musa alayhi salatu wasalam went to Misr, visited his family. Now he leaves his family with his wife, with his mother. Both brothers went to Fir'aun. And they conveyed the message of Rabbul Alameen to him. Fir'aun, when he heard this, first thing he tried to challenge. He thought it's very simple and easy to defeat them. No one could talk to me. According to him, he's very intelligent. Fir'aun said, Man Rabbukuma ya Musa? Who's your Lord, O Musa? Now he's trying to challenge him. He's trying to make fun of him. قال ربنا الذي أعطى كل شيء خلقه ثم هدى. My Lord is the one who created everything, who shaped everything, and guided everything. So Fir'aun says, فَمَا بَالُ الْقُرُونِ الْأُولَى? How about the previous nations? What have happened to them? He said, Allah knows what happened to them. عِلْمُهَا عِنْدَ رَبِّي فِي كِتَابٍ لَا يَضِلُّ رَبِّي وَلَا يَنْسَى. Fir'aun realized that Musa alayhi salatu wasalam is not limiting the conversation to just few things around me. This is how he's convincing people with just things around him. Musa alayhi salam is talking about Rabbul Alameen, Rabbus Samawati wal Ard, وَمَا بَيْنَهُمَا إِن كُنْتُم مُوقِنِينَ أَعْطَى كُلَّ شَيْءٍ خَلْقًا ثُمَّ هَدَى. Created everything. He is the Rabb of the heaven and the earth. Fir'aun, if you claim to be Lord, your claim is just to this land, to these people. How about people outside of this land? How about people that are out of this area? What would you say about them, Fir'aun? Fir'aun wanted to change the conversation. He knew he can't do it. He can't make it with this. So now, what will be the best way? Try to blame Musa alayhi salam for that mistake that he made. So he says to Musa, أَلَمْ نُرَبِّكَ فِينَا وَلِيدًا وَلَبِثْتَ فِينَا مِنْ عُمُرِكَ سِنِينَ وَفَعَلْتَ فَعَلَتَكَ الَّتِي فَعَلْتَ وَأَنْتَ مِنَ الْكَافِرِينَ. Didn't we raise you as a child? That was my favor in you. I did a favor. I raised you. And you lived so many years with us. Then, after all of that, you did what you did. You killed that man. And you were totally disrespectful to our laws. He said, فَعَلْتُهَا إِذًا وَأَنَا مِنَ الضَّالِّينَ. It was a mistake. I didn't do it intentionally. I did it by mistake. So why didn't you come and talk to us? فَفَرَرْتُ مِنْكُمْ لَمَّا خِفْتُكُمْ. I was afraid that you would kill me, so I had to leave. But now Allah gave me the prophethood, send me back to you. So here I am. Fir'aun looks at the people around him. They said that this person is out of his mind. We should kill this man right now. Musa alayhi salatu wasalam, when he saw that now they are talking about killing him, he said, أَوَلَوْ جِئْتُكَ بِشَيْءٍ مُبِينٍ. How about if I show you some proofs that would prove what I'm telling you is true? He said, go ahead. Show me what you have. Musa alayhi salatu wasalam showed him his hand that was shining. That was a miracle. And as he put his stick on the ground, turned into a snake. And everyone is scared now. Musa alayhi salam picked it up. This is not the time to do anything. He's just showing them these signs of Rabbul Alameen. Now when Fir'aun looks around to his people, what do you think we should do? They said, how about, this looks like a magic. How about we call our magicians? And we will set a time to challenge him. And we will prove him wrong in front of all the public, in front of all the people, and then we will kill him. Okay, let's do that. And they assigned that time and date for that. And all the people gathered. Now Musa alayhi salatu wasalam is in the field. All the magicians came and they started putting their robes, their sticks on the ground. Musa alayhi salatu wasalam finally, he puts his stick. That started swallowing all these sticks over there, all of their snakes that were looking as snakes. It swallowed up all of them. Now they realized that this is not magic. What this person is doing is not a magic. Right there, the magicians believed in Musa alayhi salatu wassalam. Amanna bi Rabbil Alameen, Rabbi Musa wa Harun. We believe in Rabbul Alameen, the Lord of Musa and Harun. Fir'aun got upset. He said, if I sent you there, then you needed a permit for becoming a mu'min. You need a permit for taking shahada from now on. This is what Fir'aun said. That no one can become Muslim without having a permit. Just like you need a permit to get married, you need a permit to build something, you need a permit to travel. So you need a permit now to become a Muslim. And really, a lot of places where you see people are heading to this direction, as one of the leaders we can say that made this announcement in his country, that if anyone wants to follow Sharia, he should leave the country. Now, isn't that simply means the same thing that you need our permit to practice your religion? Even for worshipping Allah, you need a permit from people. Anyway, this is Fir'aun's words, as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala narrates them. آمنتم له قبل أن آذن لكم. You believed in him before I allow you to do it? You didn't get a permit from me. You had no permission to become Muslims. إنه لكبيركم الذي علمكم السحر. Now the best way is to blame people. This is the best way always. When you can't challenge people, when you can't talk to people, then just blame them. So, this is what Fir'aun did. He said, no, إنه لكبيركم. He is the one who taught you all of this magic. You people were plotting against all of us. He's trying to get the public with him. See, even before, I'm skipping a lot of details because this is not the time for it. I just want to go over it so we can understand these ayahs here. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us in one of the ayahs, فَحَشَرَ فَنَادَى فَقَالَ أَنَا رَبُّكُمُ الْأَعْلَى. That he gathered people, he started calling people, and his main announcement is أَنَا رَبُّكُمُ الْأَعْلَى. That I'm your greatest Lord. So basically he's convincing people that I'm the Rabb wal a'yāzu billah. Everyone should worship me. And this is all fake what Musa alayhi salam is claiming what he's doing. People are convinced with Musa alayhi salatu wasalam's miracles. This is why they want to defeat him before they would do anything to Musa alayhi salam. But they don't know this is Allah's plan that is not allowing them to kill Musa alayhi salam. After this challenge, of course, people are even more convinced that Musa alayhi salam, what he's preaching is haqq and truth. So, now Musa alayhi salatu wasalam, he left that place after the magicians were killed. Fir'aun killed all the magicians. Subhanallah, see, he killed the people who believed in him, but he could not kill Sayyidina Musa and Harun alayhi salatu wasalam. It's Allah's plan. And Allah is protecting them. Musa alayhi salatu wasalam continued inviting Bani Israel. He continued working in Bani Israel, bringing them to the deen of Allah. Bani Israel, because of living in that situation for a long time, they adopted all the ways of the people of Egypt. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us, Musa alayhi salam working for a long period of time. What was the result of it? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, فَمَا آمَنَ لِمُوسَى إِلَّا ذُرِّيَّةً مِّن قَوْمِهِ. Only some young people from out of Bani Israel believed in him. Rest of the people of Bani Israel, they did not even want to believe in Sayyidina Musa alayhi salam. Amazing. He's doing so much for them. He's doing everything for them. But فَمَا آمَنَ لِمُوسَى إِلَّا ذُرِّيَّةٌ مِّن قَوْمِهِ. Dhurriya, young people. Some young people out of his people from Bani Israel believed in him. No one else believed. And even these young people, عَلَى خَوْفٍ مِّن فِرْعَوْنَ وَمَلَئِهِمْ أَن يَفْتِنَهُمْ. They're afraid of Fir'aun and of all of his leaders, that they may make them go through hardships and difficulties. Musa alayhi salatu wassalam, as he kept on continuing, he continued with his da'wah to Bani Israel. Bani Israel, once they said to Musa alayhi salatu wassalam, we would like you to stop doing all of this. Why? They said, it's getting more difficult because now they look at us, that look at this person, he's from Bani Israel and he's doing this and he's practicing his deen. So because of you, they are getting harsh on us and the situation is getting more difficult on us. أُذِينَا مِن قَبْلِ أَن تَأْتِيَنَا وَمِن بَعْدِ مَا جِئْتَنَا. There is no benefit for you to do all of this. We were going through these difficulties before you came and even after you came. So what's the benefit to all of this? Subhanallah. They're looking only dunya. They're not looking at akhirah at all. He said, عَسَى رَبُّكُمْ أَن يُهْلِكَ عَدُوَّكُمْ. Keep on worshipping Allah. Who knows, Allah will destroy your enemy. And Allah will give you the power in the land. Musa alayhi salatu wassalam, now he says to Bani Israel, Allah have told me that we must be established properly in this land. And وَاجْعَلُوا بُيُوتَكُمْ قِبْلَةً. Perform your prayers, because we are not allowed to do the ibadah openly. Perform your prayers in your homes. Make your homes facing the Qibla. So you offer your prayers towards the Qibla in your home. Bani Israel, they continued in the same way of life as they were before. Finally, the time came when Musa alayhi salatu wassalam said, this is enough. He could not take all the oppression from Fir'aun to his people. His people are rejecting him. No one is listening to him. Musa alayhi salatu wassalam made dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. ربنا إنك آتيت فرعون وملأه زينة وأموالا في الحياة الدنيا ربنا ليضلوا عن سبيلك. Ya Allah, you gave Fir'aun and all of his people zina, the beauty of this life. You gave them a lot of wealth in this world. ربنا ليضلوا عن سبيلك. Ya Allah, did you give them to mislead people? This is what they're doing with us. Ya Allah, ربنا اطمس على أموالهم واشدد على قلوبهم فلا يؤمنوا حتى يروا العذاب الأليم. That's it. If you look at this dua, that one dua that every prophet has, and Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam says, one dua was a special dua given to every prophet. All of them used it. I didn't use it yet. And I won't use it in this world. I will use it in akhirah to do the shafa'ah. Here Musa alayhi salam is using that one. رَبَّنَا اطْمِسْ عَلَى أَمْوَالِهِمْ. Destroy their wealth. Erase it. وَاشْدَدْ عَلَى قُلُوبِهِمْ. Tie their hearts. فَلَا يُؤْمِنُوا. So none of them will accept iman. No one of them will become a believer until they see the painful adhab. Which means now he's made the dua of their destruction and their adhab. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said to Musa alayhi salam, أُجِيبَتْ دَعْوَتُكُمَا. Your dua have been accepted. Just a quick point from this ayah. The ayah tells us Musa alayhi salam is making the dua. رَبَّنَا اطْمِسْ عَلَىٰ أَمْوَالِهِمْ وَاشْدُدْ عَلَىٰ قُلُوبِهِمْ. Who's making the dua? Musa alayhi salam. But when Allah said, I accepted the dua, He said, أُجِيبَتْ دَعْوَتُكُمَا. The dua of both of you have been accepted. One made the dua. Dua of both of you have been accepted. Mufassirin tell us, because Musa alayhi salam was making the dua, Harun alayhi salam was saying Ameen behind him. When one person is making dua, others are saying Ameen, it's considered the same dua for all of them. So it's not now only this imam or this person is dua. This is everyone's dua when we say Ameen. This is why Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said in the hadith, on the day of Eid, let your women go to Eid also. Because they would make dua. They will say Ameen to the dua of the imam. And when all of them will make dua, their dua will help each other. فَإِنَّ دَعْوَتُهُمْ تُحِيطُ مِنْ وَرَائِهِمْ. Their dua will protect all of them. Now Musa alayhi salatu wasalam was told by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to take Bani Israel out of Egypt. Musa alayhi salatu wasalam, he knew now is time, but didn't know the exact date, exact timing for it. One of these nights, Bani Israel had a wedding. As they were slaves, they had no ownership to anything. They borrowed jewelry from other people, from the people of Misr. As they were in that wedding, and they all are using the borrowed jewelry, a person came and announced that Musa alayhi salam is saying we have to leave right now. They quickly got ready, prepared, and they left with Musa alayhi salatu wasalam. As soon as Fir'aun finds out, he gathers his army to follow them. If you look at the map, there is a closer way from Misr towards Palestine without having to go through the water, through the ocean. And the way that goes through the ocean is a long way. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guided Musa alayhi salatu wasalam to the longer way. Generally we would say take the shortcut. You want to leave as soon as possible. And this is what Bani Israel thought that would be the direction we are heading to. But as the day breaks, they didn't know. In the darkness of the night, they didn't know. They're just following Musa alayhi salam. Day breaks, they see the ocean in front of them. They said, Musa, what did you do to us? قال أصحاب موسى إنا لمدركون. Now they will get us. Why did you bring us here? He said, كلا إن معي ربي سيهدين. Allah ordered him to hit the ocean with a stick. 12 roads were made. And there were 12 clans of Bani Israel that went all into those different paths that were made in the ocean and started crossing it. As they are in the middle, Fir'aun and his army ended up there also, and they jumped in the ocean also. On the same roads, on the same path. As Bani Israel came out of the other side, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala ordered this ocean to come back together, and all of them were drowned. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala ordered the ocean to throw the body of Fir'aun out because Bani Israel are doubting if Fir'aun could ever be killed. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that we saved him. فَالْيَوْمَ نُنَجِّيكَ بِبَدَنِكَ. We save your body. And Allah tells us that He said to Bani Israel that I killed him وَأَنْتُمْ تَنْظُرُونَ. While you were watching, you were seeing what's happening to them. All of them were drowned. Bani Israel continued their journey with Musa alayhi salatu wasalam. They went by some people who were worshipping idols. They said, Ya Musa, ij'al lana ilahan kama lahum aliha. Why don't you make some idols for us the way these people have idols so we can worship it? You haven't seen what happened to those people? Allah saved you. Allah destroyed your enemy. قَالَ إِنَّكُمْ قَوْمٌ تَجْهَلُونَ. You are ignorant people. Don't you see what they're doing? This is shirk. Oh, sorry. Now, it really makes you wonder and think why in the world they would think even if doing something like this or saying something like this. It's because of being so used to that culture for so long, they were totally lost. Everything became normal for them. And when a person would be like this for a long time, sometime initially just Sharia, the orders of Sharia, the laws of Allah will lose their importance. Gradually sins will not matter to these people anymore. All kind of sins, starting from minor ones, gradually they will go to the major ones. No one would mind it anymore. It's been a long time we have been doing it. And what's wrong with this now? This is not possible to go out of this. To skip these sins, no. We are not living in those years anymore, in those days anymore. Gradually it could, as Qur'an is telling us here, it would go to the extent of people will adopt shirk and kufr unknowingly. And you see a lot of Muslim homes where you see idols. I'm talking about our time. Muslim homes, you see idols there. What are you doing with it? No, we just have it here. We don't worship it. Muslims are selling idols for people to worship it. Everything is happening. This is exactly what Al-Quran is telling us. That because they were in that environment for such a long time, they didn't think it was a bad thing anymore. So they asked Musa alayhi salam to provide something like this for them. Anyway, they continue with Musa alayhi salatu wasalam. They said to Musa alayhi salam, we are in the jungle. And we were in such a difficulty over there. As we left that place, now we are having more difficulty about our food, about our homes, about we don't have anything. You brought us into the jungle. The blame goes to Musa alayhi salam. Musa alayhi salam made dua to Allah, Ya Allah, now these people are blaming me for all of this discomfort. وَإِذِ اسْتَسْقَى مُوسَى لِقَوْمِهِ فَقُلْنَا اضْرِبْ بِعَصَاكَ الْحَجَرِ. He said, Ya Allah, some means of getting water for them. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, don't worry, we'll make it even easier than even ever before. There was a rock over there. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said to Musa alayhi salam, hit the stick on the rock. As soon as he hit it, 12 fountains of water started gushing out of the rock. قَدْ عَلِمَ كُلُّ أُنَاسٍ مَشْرَبَهُم. They all knew, each clan got one of those fountains for them. According to the narrations, because they were traveling, they keep that stone with them wherever they go, it's with them. When they want the water comes out of it, then it stops. Subhanallah. Automatic fountain. May be difficult to understand in the old days, but nowadays we have those sensors. You put your hand in front of it, the water runs out of it. The water comes out. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made it with those spatial sensors there. When they want the water comes out. Musa, how about some shed? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala assigned a cloud in front on top of them. This area, there will be an area all the time where there is a cloud. You need a shed, you go and sit over there under that cloud. Musa, how about our food? وَأَنزَلْنَا عَلَيْهِمُ الْمَنَّ وَالسَّلْوَى. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, we gave them special food. We sent it from heaven. Special food for them. Manna was salwa. What is man? It was a special type of either vegetable or sweet. And was salwa, there was some type of bird. Now, in which form, how, details are not in the hadith, but we find them in Torah, and then we find them in some of the narrations that come from this Bani Israel. And that was that either it was ready food, ready made would come to them, they would eat it. Or there were birds flying all around. Whenever they want, they would get the bird and they would slaughter the bird and eat it. And the meat of the bird is the best meat. They said to Musa alayhi salatu wasalam after some time, now we need Torah. We need a book. We need a book from Allah so that we can follow the rules of Sharia fully. He said, okay, I will bring you the book. He made dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said to him, come and spend 40 days on the mountain of Tur. He went on the mountain, spent 40 days over there. When he came back, he sees that they are worshipping a calf. What happened here? There was a person amongst Bani Israel whose name was Samiri. There is a long story behind this Samiri. It's not from their hadith, so I'm going to skip that detail. Samiri, he recognized Jibreel alayhi salatu wasalam when Jibreel alayhi salam came to Musa alayhi salatu wasalam in a form of a human being. When Bani Israel were leaving, Jibreel alayhi salam came and he joined Musa alayhi salatu wasalam on his horse. Samiri realized that this man walking next to Musa alayhi salatu wasalam, who's guiding Musa alayhi salatu wasalam, wherever his horse steps, a greenery comes out. Grass grows up over there. He has to be some special man. So he picked up the dirt from under the feet of the horse of Jibreel alayhi salatu wasalam, and he saved it with him. When Musa alayhi salatu wasalam went to the mountain of Tur to get the Torah, Samiri says to Bani Israel, he gathered Bani Israel, and he says to them, you people are very bad. You are not trustworthy. You're cheating. What happened? See, this is a great man now. The reason I'm mentioning this so we understand how shaitan tricks people. All the jewelry that you had from Fir'aun people, from the people of Egypt, that's haram for you to have. You just borrowed it. You can't keep it. Oh yeah, that's true. But we can't return it. They're all done now. They're gone. He said, yes. Bring it all. Put it at one place. All of you come and bring that jewelry over here. So they all started bringing the jewelry and throwing it and dumping it at one place. He puts on a fire, melts all the jewelry, makes a calf out of it. They have seen it being worshipped, calves being worshipped over there, but they had never seen a calf with a battery. You know, you put a battery in the small toys and it starts making noise. You may have dog, you have monkeys, you have different things, you know, there is a operates with a battery. He takes the dirt that he saved from under the feet of Jibreel alayhi salatu wasalam's horse, and he throws it on the calf. The calf just started making noise. He said, look, هَذَا إِلَهُكُمْ وَإِلَهُ Musa. This is your Lord and the Lord of Musa. He forgot he went somewhere else. He's lost. He's not coming back. He said 30 days and he's not back yet, and it's being 40 days now. وَعَدْنَا مُوسَى 30 لَيْلَةً وَأَتْمَمْنَاهَا بِعَشْرٍ. We called him for 30 days. We asked him to add 10 more days to it. So here, when they saw the calf making noise, they said, yeah, this has to be the God. SubhanAllah, what makes it God if it makes some noise? And they know what it's made out of that haram jewelry. But this became God for them. Musa alayhi salam, when he came back, he sees them worshipping the calf. What are you doing? Who did this? Now, this is where the difference of opinion comes. Not opinions really. The difference between Qur'an and the Old Testament. According to the Old Testament, whoever wrote that story made a big mistake there. It says that Harun alayhi salam is the one who made the calf. And that is saying that the Prophet of Allah wal-a'yadu billah is inviting people to the shirk. If Anbiya would go to that extent, then what's left? Quran tells us, أَضَلَّهُمُ السَّامِرِي. It was Samiri's action, not Harun alayhi salatu wasalam. In fact, Musa alayhi salam, first thing he came and he approached Harun alayhi salam. And he grabbed him and he started pulling him and he said, why didn't you stop them from doing this? He said, I tried my best. إِنَّ الْقَوْمَ اسْتَضْعَفُونِي وَكَادُوا يَقْتُلُونَنِي. I was very weak amongst them. And they were about to kill me. Don't make my enemies laugh at me by doing this to me. Musa alayhi salam asked, who did it? They said, أَضَلَّهُمُ السَّامِرِي. Samiri is the one who misled all the people. فَمَا خَطْبُكَ يَا سَامِرِي. Samiri, what's your story? Why did you do this? He told him, قَبَضْتُ قَبْضَةً مِّنْ أَثَرِ الرَّسُولِ. When the Rasul came, Jibreel alayhi salam came, from under his feet, I picked up the dust. And then I threw it on this calf, and it started making noise. People said, this is God. He said, Allah's punishment for you. You wanted name, you wanted fame, you wanted to become the leader. This is why you did this. See? This is why he did it. He wanted to become the leader amongst his people. Oh yeah, see, he brought this God for us. He recognized the God. He made our God. SubhanAllah. Who could say that? But this is what it is. He said, because of that, now the punishment is the opposite. You'll have to go through the opposite. إِنَّ لَكَ فِي الْحَيَاةِ أَن تَقُولَ لَا مِسَاسٍ Your punishment in this life is that you will always be telling everyone, don't touch me, don't touch me. So the disease he had was, if anyone would touch him, he would have a lot of pain. So now he's running away from everyone. He doesn't want to see no one. And when he sees anyone walking toward him, oh, don't touch me, don't touch me. Allah made him go through that mental status where he's afraid of human beings. This is the person who wanted to become leaders. He wanted to become the leader for the whole nation. Now he's afraid of all the people, running away from people. Musa alayhi salatu wasalam burned the calf and threw it in the ocean. Now, these people who worship the calf, how about them? Musa alayhi salatu wasalam, when he made dua to Allah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, we will forgive them, but under one condition. فَاقْتُلُوا أَنفُسَكُمْ. Those of you who did not worship are supposed to kill their people, their relatives, their close ones out of those who did worship the calf. Because those people become murtad. As they became murtad, the punishment for murtad, the one who turns away from his deen, is to be killed. See, this punishment comes from Torah. That when they turned away from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that it's shirk, Musa alayhi salam said the order of Allah is that they have to be killed. And they started doing it. Until Musa alayhi salatu wasalam stopped them from killing those people anymore. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, as we go through the ayahs, we'll look at the words more carefully, how Allah presents this message. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala granted them forgiveness and they all were forgiven. Now they said to Musa alayhi salatu wasalam tells them, okay, this came in between, but I went to get you the Torah, so here I have it. Start following the Torah. Musa, you're telling us to follow Torah, and you're claiming that you got it from Lord. How do we know that Allah gave it to you? You spent 40 days over there. How do we know that you are not making it up? Come on, what should I tell you guys? No. We have to see Allah with our own eyes. لَن نُؤْمِنَ لَكَ حَتَّى نَرَى اللَّهَ جَهْرًا. We have to see Allah. He said, no, that's impossible. You can't see Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Okay, how about we assign some people out of us that they could at least hear Allah talking to them? Musa alayhi salam made dua to Allah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, okay, I will do it for them. Bring 70 people, the most religious, the best people out of them, the ones that they would choose to be the great people out of them. Choose 70 of them and bring them on the mountain of Tur. I will talk to them. وَاخْتَارَ مُوسَى قَوْمَهُ سَبْعِينَ رَجُلًا لِمِيقَاتِنَا. He chose 70 people. They went on the mountain of Tur. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talked to them. They all heard Allah talking. Musa alayhi salam said, are you satisfied? We don't know who's talking. We can't believe until we see him. Allah got upset. And all of them, all of them were killed. Allah killed all of them right there. A thunder came, killed all of them. Musa alayhi salam said, Ya Allah, if I go back and tell them 70 people are killed, they will tell me, okay, because you made up that Torah, you couldn't make them hear Allah. So here you went, you took the 70 people and somehow you managed to kill all of them. And they know his punch. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala raised those people again. They went back and they told people whatever they thought it was, they told them the whole thing. Of course, this tells us the iman is very weak. The aqidah is very weak. Musa alayhi salatu wasalam is working with them, trying to convince them. خُذُوا مَا آتَيْنَاكُمْ بِقُوَّةٍ. Take it firmly. They said, no, too difficult. Bring us something different. We can't follow this one. We need something different. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala got upset. وَإِذْ نَتَقْنَا الْجَبَلَ فَوْقَهُمْ. Allah made the mountain of Tur to move and to be hanging over them. And Allah said, we said to them, خُذُوا مَا آتَيْنَاكُمْ بِقُوَّةٍ. Hold strongly and firmly to what we have given you, otherwise we'll crush all of you. Oh no, Ya Allah, we'll believe. The mountain went back. They said to Musa alayhi salam, we were scared of this. But it's difficult. Anyway, Musa alayhi salam is dealing with them. They had a meeting now. Approached Musa alayhi salatu salam. We have been eating man and salwa for a long time. We don't want this food no more. We want some different thing. We need some vegetables. We need onion. We need garlic. We need dal. Adas. Okay? This is what you need. He made dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, Udkhulu al-ard al-muqaddasa. Enter the Holy Land, Palestine. And from there, وَكُلُوا مِنْهَا رَغَدًا حَيْثُ شِئْتُمْ. Eat from there whatever you like. You have total freedom. Once you get over there, you will have all kind of vegetation, you have all kind of food over there. They said, Ya Musa, inna fiha qawman jabbarin. There are some very strong people over there. We can't go and fight those people. وَإِنَّا لَن نَدْخُلَهَا حَتَّى يَخْرُجُوا مِنْهَا. We will not go there until those people will leave. But how do you want me to make them leave? He said, Musa, إِذَا بَنْتَ وَرَبُّكَ فَقَاتِلًا. You and your Lord can go and fight them. When they're out, come and tell us. We are إِنَّ هَاهُنَا قَاعِدُونَ. We'll be waiting for you. He said, Ya Allah, إِنِّي لَا أَمْلِكُ إِلَّا نَفْسِي وَأَخِي. I have no control over anyone except myself and my brother. Ya Allah, now you decide. What should I do with it? فَالْقَوْمِ الظَّالِمِينَ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, فَإِنَّا مُحَرَّمَةٌ عَلَيْهِمْ 40 سَنَةً. 40 years I will not allow them to enter that land. يَتِيهُونَ فِي الْأَرْضِ. They will keep on wandering about in this desert. Musa alayhi salatu wassalam died, of course, in that desert. While they were still there, one day another situation took place. A person from Bani Israel was killed during the night time. And everyone is looking for the killer. This person's nephew was leading the whole group, and we have to find out who killed my uncle. They are searching for that person. No one found him. They said to Musa alayhi salam, you talk to Allah so much, why don't you find out? Musa alayhi salam made dua, Ya Allah, again the blame is coming on me now, that I'm not finding out and you are not telling me. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, اذبحوا بقرة. Tell them to slaughter a cow. Musa alayhi salam told them, they said, أتتخذنا هزوا. Are you making fun of us? Are you joking? We are talking about a man being killed, you are telling us to kill a cow? He said, no, this is what Allah said. Allah said, this is how you would find out. Okay, tell us something about, describe the cow to us. What type of cow? There is no need. Allah said cow, just go and slaughter a cow. But no, they want some description. Then tell us the color of it. Or give us more detailed descriptions of it. And Allah gave the description that they would not be able to find such a cow. There was only one that Allah made it to be that type of cow. Long story short, they bought that cow. When they slaughtered it, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, take a piece from the cow and touch the dead body with it. When they did that, that man got up. Who killed you? His nephew. He said, he killed me. Why did you kill him? The man was rich. The nephew wanted to inherit his uncle. He had life insurance. So he said, I'll take the life insurance. So many people are killing their mothers, their fathers these days to get their life insurance. And this is a story that would come in the ayahs also. Anyway, Musa alayhi salatu wassalam kept on dealing with Bani Israel in that land. As I said, finally Musa alayhi salatu wassalam passed away before they end up anywhere else. This is the gist of what we would be going through in the ayahs over here. Time is over now. Remember this before we go through the ayahs, inshallah. Maybe listen to it again before you come next week. So as we go through the ayahs, now we will be able to understand what the ayahs are talking about, what they are referring to, what the message of the ayahs is. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guide all of us to Sirat al-Mustaqim. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala keep all of us on hidayah at all times, protected us from all the fitnas and from all the difficulties of this life and akhirah. أقول قولي هذا واستغفر الله لي ولكم ولسائر المسلمين والمسلمات وآخر دعوانا الحمد لله رب العالمين.
مولاي صل وسلم دائما